Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, whatever you want to call this shit. It's a beautiful Sunday. Beautiful day to be alive. Beautiful day to do some TA. Hope you're getting work done, not just chilling. It is Sunday, so you know there's good trades on Sunday. At least you should. Saturday and Friday night are when you rest. Sunday, you get back to work. So today, since there's not that much in the markets, I'm not seeing any crazy trades. So I think I'm going to go over this thread that I did on, I believe I posted this 3 or 4 days ago. If you had a chance to read it, good. If not, highly suggest you take a minute and study this, but I want to just go over it with everyone. So hopefully, if there's any confusion, I can clear anything up and kind of just explain what you can expect from alt season, when it's going to come, how long it's going to last, and show you some charts to kind of give you some triggers and some confluences that when we are really in that alt season and when to start getting out. So without further ado, let's jump absolutely straight into this thread. So when is alt season? So first we need to determine what even is an alt season, right? So a lot of people have confusion about it. They think it's just up only, but alt season comes not when Bitcoin dominance and USDT are only dumping, but mainly when USDT, so if you don't understand it, it's basically how much of the market cap of the total crypto market Tether basically dominates. So it's Tether dominance. And not when Tether dominance is dumping, we can expect an alt season, but actually when we are accumulating. So as you can see here, last cycle, this was from September 2020 to basically May 2021. And you can see in here that we had a beautiful textbook Wyckoff model. This is a Model 2 accumulation on USDTD. So in this period, crazy gains were made on so many coins. Crazy high cap plays were going from 4 billion to 80 billion. Crazy things were happening. And this is going to happen again. There's no reason to think that that was just a period in time. Now it's a bit different this cycle. There's kind of the more meme narrative, but yeah, this is going to go crazy. So I highly recommend studying this chart and just know, so there's a few factors that I pay most attention to when calling for and watching an alt season. So first, we want to see the total three, which is basically the total market cap of the crypto space, excluding BTC, ETH, and I believe some stable coins. So this is basically our altcoin index. And when this is pumping, that's when you can expect an alt season. So you can already see that we're in this massive uptrend and we're basically just sending right now, putting in these massive candles. And so we're near all-time highs and we can expect to see this go a lot higher as money starts flowing from these massive Bitcoin whales and these people who are up crazy, and it starts rotating into smaller cap coins and eventually all of our lower cap high risk plays that many of us are in. So I'm watching for the total three. I'm looking to see when that's pumping, which it's currently doing. So I'm paying close attention to this, and once we see a major distribution on the chart, you can expect it's probably getting closer to being over, but we still have a good amount of time for that. So another factor that is very important to watch for is Bitcoin dominance dumping. So once Bitcoin dominance, basically this chart is saying how much of the total crypto market does Bitcoin control. So as you can pretty much expect, once Bitcoin dominance is dumping, all the money is starting to flow from the high caps into the smaller, more higher risk tokens. So as you can see, BTC dominance is actually in a confirmed distribution. It hit its target, and I'm waiting for a candle close below this range low, breaking this daily, and I think it's 2-day structure as well. Yeah, so once we can close a nice 2-day candle below here, we can confirm that we're now going to be expecting a lower low. So a lower high for a lower low, confirming that we're potentially in a downtrend. So we had this distribution signaling a top for Bitcoin dominance, which is another factor. And I'll show you guys in another chart that we'll see a lot of factors that align up and that are actually starting to align up, signaling we are headed towards that alt season where everything's going to do crazy and people are going to make life-changing money. And another point I want to touch on is the fact that many people made a ton of money last cycle and they round tripped all of it. Some ended up losing money. Some made 100K into 10 million and turned it into 50K. Some got out with 300K, for example. So just take ownership of your portfolio. Really take the time to study, learn these concepts, understand how much money you want to make from this. Why are you in the markets? What are you trying to get out of this? Are you going to try to do 100x? Like what's your goal, you know? So have that written down. I like to journal and do things like that just to really get it clear. I know for me exactly my goals for this alt season, for the end of this cycle. We can expect historically a top towards late Q5 or Q4 in 2025, but there's always a big pullback, especially normally we've seen after some form of alt season. So be prepared, have it all written down on paper and just execute like a straight robot. So the final factor and what we touched on at the beginning, and one of the most important things that I look for when determining if we're going to be or are in an alt season, is for USDT dominance to be accumulating. So many people think that when USDTD is just dumping, that's when we're in an alt season. But as you'll see in a minute, and you can see in the first post of the thread, the alt season normally comes when USDT dominance is actually in an accumulation. So at the moment we're just dumping, but I'm watching for a nice sign of accumulation, and that's when we're going to really see our parabolic alt season. So I think that's clear. So moving on, we talked about these things, and also DXY is another factor that I'm paying attention to. So once we see the dollar is starting to dump, that is a good sign that we're also headed towards that alt season. So this chart basically just shows where we were last alt season. You can see here we had USDTD accumulating. We had the dollar index DXY in a confirmed distribution, so we were dumping. BTC dominance was dumping, and Bitcoin was putting in its topping range for the first top and distributing. So these two, USDTD and BTC, they're basically a mirror. You can see that this is basically just the inverse of this. So once we see USDTD accumulating and Bitcoin distributing, you can expect that top, and it's time to start fully scaling out of your positions, getting cash, holding tons of USDT, and getting ready to buy back lower when we confirm and are getting ready for that next leg up. So moving on. So where are we now? So this was November 19th. Obviously, we've moved a little bit, and we've really put in what I think to be the top for Bitcoin dominance. As you can see here, we're getting close. So USDT is basically just in this downtrend. We haven't started confirming an accumulation yet. We are in this local range, very, very locally. We're starting to try to create something, but we're just still in a downtrend. So nothing really there. DXY, we're again not doing too much, waiting for that confirmed distribution that we like to see. As you can see in here, we were just starting this distribution around that time. Bitcoin dominance has pretty much put in a top, it seems like. Now we could just send from here, but what I believe to be the top is in for BTC dominance at the moment. And Bitcoin, let's see how we're looking. We're honestly ready for a potential pullback. We're just sending higher, that we're kind of rejecting. We came to this crazy psychological level of 99,666. That was, I believe, the top. Let's see here. The absolute top was 99,776. But I mean, that's a crazy psychological level. I know people are feeling crazy fear, FOMO at the moment. And if you look at some of the indexes like the fear and greed, we're at an all-time crazy extreme greed. So a pullback could be definitely expected if we get confirmations. So that's basically where we are right now. And for an alt season, it tends normally to be this short period. So I mapped it out on here. So it's basically, we had our alt season from February 21st, around that February area, until May. So this was only about 120 to 150 days. So it's going to be quick. It's going to be super euphoric. There's going to be times where your portfolio is going to do insane multiples on the day. And just have a plan. Know how much you're trying to make. If you say you want to make 100K this cycle so you can fully just focus on crypto, once you're at that 100K, don't just hope, okay, we're going to 200K. Don't get greedy. Just know what you want and don't mess it up. So that's all I have to say about that. But basically, we were here at this point on November 19th. You could see it looks very similar to where we're at right now, where BTC dominance was putting in a top. And obviously, the timing's a bit different. You know, history, it doesn't repeat itself, it just rhymes. So I basically made this to show where I thought we were in the cycle at this point in 2024, where we were in basically 2021. So you can compare these, and I'd highly recommend you go and just study this post because it's hard for me to fully just explain it. I would take notes and just be ready for this alt season. I put an example in here of what we saw ADA or Cardano do. So we went from a 12 billion market cap all the way to 80 billion in just 121 days. And this is a high cap. We're not talking about some low cap 20 million market cap token. We're talking about a $12 billion token that went all the way to 80 in just 120 days. That's a 550% gain. And you can do the math, but you can expect our smaller cap tokens to do some insane multiples. So that's basically going to do it for this. Alt season is going to come quick. It's historically around 120, 150 days. So just be ready. Know what you're looking for out of the market. Make sure you're holding high conviction plays. Don't just spend all your day looking for the new 100x, new 1000x. There's so many just garbage tokens launching on Sol every single day. So you don't want to be burning that away. Just invest in your high conviction plays. If you enjoyed this kind of content, let me know. I'll make more stuff like this. And I hope you're going to do great. I know you're going to do great. In fact, I'm rooting for you. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat. I'll respond to everyone. I appreciate your time and have a great rest of your weekend. Put the work in, and I'll see you later. Peace out.